Marty Supreme always had the biggest ego in the room. You know how everyone wants to be the best? Well, Marty Raisman didn't want the best. He wanted everything. In the Safdie brothers world, we meet a man who doesn't just play a game of table tennis. He is the game of table tennis. Today I'm going to break down why Marty Supreme isn't just a ping pong legend, but a textbook study in grandiose narcissism.
How do you live?
Well, I live with the confidence if I believe in myself, the money will follow.
And what do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work
That
out?
doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Maybe it should.
The first sign of a narcissist is the image. Narcissists use their appearance as a form of social dominance. Let's take a look at Marty. He's playing in a basement, but look what he's wearing. He looks like he's dressed for the Met Gala. This isn't just style, it's a barrier. By overdressing, he's telling his opponent, I am so much better than you and I don't even need to break a sweat and I want you to know it. And here is where the clinical side kicks in. It's the inability to adapt. When the sponge paddle was introduced, it changed the game. It was faster, it had more spin, it gave the user way more power, but Marty refused it. Why? Because Marty's ego is tied to a version of reality where he is the master of the rules. To be a narcissist, if the world changes and they are no longer the undisputed king, it's not their fault, it's the world's fault. By rejecting the sponge paddle, he preserved his purity, but he also ensured he could never be beaten fairly. In his own mind, if he lost, it wasn't because the other guy was better, it was because he cheated with better technology.
That was a fake game. That was staged. No part of that was real. I was not playing to the best of my ability.
Narcissists are often incredibly charming, but that charm is transactional. In the film, Marty is a hustler. He uses his wit and persona to draw people in, to only take their money and leave them in the dust. Exactly like the scene where he hustled the entire bowling alley. There's a distinct lack of empathy here. His relationships aren't just about connection, they're about utility. Here are some examples. Are you an audience member? You're there to clap. Are you an opponent? You're here to lose. This is why the world seems to be crashing down around him the entire movie. It's caused by him. Even the name, Marty Supreme. It's not just enough to be Marty Raisman, the guy from Manhattan. He has to be a brand. This is what we call grandiosity. It's a defense mechanism. Deep down, the narcissist fears the ordinary. So they build a skyscraper of an ego to hide the fact that underneath that veil, they're just as vulnerable as the rest of us. Let's take a look at Marty's relationship with his girlfriend. To call Rachel a victim of Marty is to miss the entire point of the Safdie brothers' writing. Rachel isn't just with Marty because she loves him. She's with him because she sees him as a ticket to greatness. Let's talk about tactical victimhood. One of the most chilling parts of Rachel's character is how she manipulates the people around her. When she fakes her husband's abuse to get Marty's attention, just to move forward her own agenda. And she does this by using the narcissist's favorite tool, weaponized empathy. She knows how to play the damsel in distress, to trigger Marty's hero complex, but it's always calculated. She isn't looking for safety, she's looking for leverage. Take the risk of faking a domestic abuse situation and resulting in a black eye just to spend time with him. Even meeting up with a dangerous criminal to try and pull a fast one over him, just to get his money that Marty needs, while she is 8 months pregnant. Nothing stands in her way. And not to mention, Rachel is just as transactional as Marty is. Marty uses people for the win. Rachel uses Marty for the escape. She's willing to put herself and even her unborn child in the line of fire for Marty's harebrained schemes. Not out of noble sacrifice, but because she's all in on the gamble of being Mrs. Marty Supreme. Psychologists call this a folie à deux, a shared madness. Two narcissists who have agreed to believe in each other's lives because it's better than being ordinary. She doesn't want a normal life with a normal husband. She wants the chaos because chaos makes her feel special. She's the only one tough enough to handle Marty Supreme. The Safdie brothers continually do this with their characters. Now, to truly understand Marty's brand of narcissism, we have to look at the Safdie protagonist, whether it's Howard Ratner chasing the next big bet or Connie Nickis manipulating everyone just to save his brother. These characters share something in common. It's in their DNA. It's called tunnel vision, but with subtle key differences. While Howard Ratner is driven by the rush of a bet, Marty is driven by the image of the win. Now let's take a closer look at these two characters. Howard is a mess. He's chaotic, he's desperate, and Marty, however, is calculated. He's what we call a high-functioning narcissist. He needs the world to be staged. He needs to be the only one under the spotlight. Both men are addicts, but while Howard is addicted to the risk, Marty's addicted to the validation. In the Safdie's universe, these men always find a way to blow up their lives. Why? Because a narcissist just can't accept a quiet life. To them, being ordinary is worse than being a failure. They would rather go down in a blaze of glory than be forgotten by a crowd. By the end of the film, we see a tragic reality of two narcissists in a relationship. When things get real, when there's blood, when there's surgery, when there's even a baby, The mirror shatters. Marty realizes he's been chasing a ghost, and Rachel realizes she's hitched her wagon to a man who will always prioritize a ping pong ball over her pulse. They aren't star-crossed lovers. They are two sharks who mistook each other for the shore. Is Marty Supreme a genius? Sure. But he's also a man trapped in a prison of his own greatness. He's the king of the table, but a king with no subjects is only a fan. But what do you think? Is Marty a visionary who just knew his worth? Or is his ego the very thing that kept him from greatness?